Hello, good afternoon. This is David Soto talking to you, and today I want to talk to you about ranging markets. Okay, and I want to talk to you about what a ranging market is and how to trade ranging markets. Okay, and more specifically in this video, I'm going to talk about how to trade breakouts. Okay, within a ranging market. I've had a lot of people talk to me about how do you trade. How do you know when the ranging market is going to break out, and how do you trade? How do you prepare for yourself when it's going to break out? Okay, so to begin with, a ranging market is basically when you see the price moving in a flat horizontal movement. Okay, you'll see a lot of ups and downs, but overall it's moving sideways. Okay, there is no big uptrend and there is no big long downtrend. Okay, now I chose USD CAD right now. This is a good example at this present point in time because the US dollar is kind of been going up, but more or less is just stagnant right now. Okay, and it's in a big fight with the Canadian dollar, so both these currency pairs are fighting to go up. So this is a very prime example right here. Now we see a little bit of an uptrend right here and a little bit of a downtrend. Basically the price came up here and came back down to the same point, and now for the past few days, past week almost, it's been riding sideways. Okay, we have ups and downs, but overall it's going in a sideways fashion. Now the price did come up a little bit higher right here. All right, but we mark, I take a horizontal line, I'm going to draw this, I'm going to mark this support right here. Okay, and I'm going to mark this resistance right here. Okay, so we have a high and low. Okay, this is our range, okay, where the price is moving. And typically ranging markets are excellent to trade, because if you put the time on a 30-minute chart or even 15-minute chart, look at this. Okay, if I go on a 15-minute chart, you can see a little bit a more finite, clearer picture. But if I shift the chart to the right, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And you see like all these ups and downs, right? A lot of small, I call it micro movements. Okay, call it whatever you want, but these are small movements up and down, which is excellent to trade. Okay, now these will be open and closed fairly quickly within a few hours, and you can catch a lot of pips. Small amount of pips, but overall you'll catch a lot of pips in the end. Okay, within 1 week. So, for example, from this arrow to this arrow, you're looking at 475 pips. So typically you're going to get around 500 pips in between each movement. So what you want to do is you want to place a sell trade here on this red arrow. Okay, for example, close it on this blue arrow, place another buy trade, close it on this red arrow, place a sell trade, close it here, etc., etc. Okay, keep doing that over and over and keep repeating it. Now eventually we're going to have either a new uptrend or a new downtrend. Okay, it's inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. So ranging markets are only temporary. Usually they last about a week or 2 weeks, and then that's when the market is stagnant or there's a lot of indecision in the market. All right, but like I said, eventually it's going to break out. Now, how do we know which way it's going to break out? Is it going to break above this resistance, or is it going to break below? Okay, that is the problem, and that's the question I keep getting asked, and I want to address today. All right, now if we look at the higher time frames, we look at the 1 hour. We can see that the price was here before, so it's kind of gone up some. But if we look at the 4 hour, we see that the price was down here. We had a long downtrend. Now it looks like the price is kind of going up, right? If we look at the daily chart, look at this. Okay, daily chart, we had a long downtrend for quite some time. Okay, for a few months. Now it hit this final bottom, and then yes, it's starting to work its way back up. And if we look at the weekly chart, okay, the weekly chart shows a down arrow and no blue arrow, but we hit the same level of support, okay, that we hit before. Now it's not exactly the same level of support, but it is very close. Okay, so it could drop a little bit more in the form of blue arrow, but based on what's going on with the US dollar right now, the US dollar is slowly starting to rebound and starting to come back up. So based on the daily chart, I feel like this will definitely be going up, okay, long term. So we want to prepare ourselves for this to break up, okay, to break the current resistance on the 30-minute time frame. All right, if I resize this, okay, all right, let me get to the 1 hour chart. Okay, now if we have a resistance here, so we want to wait until this breaks above. Yes, you can trade in between here if you want, but more specifically I want to talk about, you know, what we do when it breaks out. So we have a little bit higher resistance right here, and I could drag this up a little bit, mark that resistance right there. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the 4 hour chart. Now if this breaks, okay, it's gonna go to another higher level of resistance. All right, where is it gonna go? We don't think it's going to drop further. We think it's going to go up. Okay, now we have a resistance right here that looks okay. You have a support here, resistance, support, support here, resistance here. So this is a pretty good example. And from this resistance to this resistance, you're looking over 1,000 pips. Okay, it says here 1325. So that's 1,325 pips or points, depending on your broker. And that's a really, really good amount of profit. And it's going to take quite some time for that to happen, but that's okay. So all we have to do is put a buy stop pending order above this, and then a take profit below this next resistance. So this is like an elevator in a hotel, okay, or even, you know, apartment. So this is like the bottom floor, this is the second floor and the third floor, and then it can go in the fourth, fifth, etc. as we find our different levels of resistance. Okay, so all we have to do here is go to new order and change right here to market execution to pending order, okay, and then change the type of pending order to buy stop, okay, because we're going to put a pending order above, that way to execute a buy trade above the current price. All right, and then for the at price right here, we want to choose a price that's a little ways above. I never want to put it right on that resistance, okay, because it could touch that and drop back down, and you'd have a big drawdown. So we want to put a little ways above. That way, once this breaks and keeps going up, it'll continue to go up, okay. And at price, I'm just going to pick 1.32. Let's see, 800. And take profit, I can always readjust this later. Take profit, I'm going to put 1.33500, okay? And that's a lot of profit already. I don't want to get too greedy. All right. Now you see, I put the pending order, it says sell stop or buy stop rather, just above here, and the TP for take profit, and it has 700 pips, which is pretty good, okay? That's quite a bit of profit for, you know, having to wait. You don't want a huge take profit because it's going to take a long time for it to hit that take profit, and you'll probably incur a lot of swap fees along the way. Okay, so try to minimize your amount of swap fees. You know, I would shoot for no more than 1,000 pip take profit. Okay, and this way, you know, you open a trade here and close it within a couple of days. Okay, you're not going to have a trade open for weeks at a time. All right, so that's all we have to do for this strategy. Is, like I said, it's very, very simple, but you need to look at the higher time frames and determine which way it's going long term. Okay, now if we want to go one step further, we have this resistance marked here. Okay, where is the next level of resistance past this? Okay, typically what we do is look for a former level of support that is now broken, has become a resistance. Okay, so how we do that is we see right here the price had come down right here and shot back up and came down to that same point right here. So I can mark this right here, mark this support, and then it broke right here. Okay, it broke and formed a resistance here. So at this present point in time, this is a resistance. Okay, so again, we could put another buy stop pending order, and again, this is going to be a long time for this to take effect, but we can set it and forget it pretty much. Okay, I would check it on every few days, just to see what's happening. But once you set this, you don't have to really worry about it too much. Now I'm going to pick a price little ways above. I'm going to pick 1.34 100 and take profit. I will pick 1.34 600. Okay, it's 500 pips in profit, and I can drag this up a little bit. Okay, and if we look here at the take profit, it says 500 pips. So again, we have a buy stop and TP right here for take profit. So that's perfect setup. Okay, you probably could do one more if you really wanted to. We have a resistance right here, so we could put another buy stop and take profit here and have multiple pennant orders set up for your long-term trade. Okay, but right now this is plenty to show you in this demonstration how you trade breakouts. Okay, and like I said, it's very simple. Just set your pennant orders and you'll be fine. Now, do not use limit orders, only use stop orders. Okay, whether you're using buy stop or sell stop, it doesn't really matter. Okay, and let's look at AUD USD. I'll show you another example. We had a price, this is almost exactly the same. Okay, we had the price come up here and back down, and now it's just pretty much riding in a sideways fashion. Right, we have a support here, we have a resistance here. Now, which way is it going to break out? Is it going to break above or is it going to break below? All right, now I'm on a 30-minute chart. I can go on a 15-minute chart, show you a little more detailed picture, and you really see the range of market pretty detailed, pretty good here. And again, which way is it going to break out? So if I go to the 4-hour chart, look at this. Okay, the 4-hour chart has a red arrow and has an up arrow. Okay, you would think it's going to break above, right? But if we look at the daily chart shows to go down. If we look at the weekly chart shows to go down. So long term, it's going to be dropping. Okay, so if we go back down to the 15-minute chart, okay, we want to put a sell stop pennant order below here with take profit. The question is, you know, we could put a sell stop here, but where do we put the take profit? So I need to go to a higher time frame, like the 4-hour chart. Okay, and zoom in slightly. So we have our support here. So the next level of support, we're looking for about 500 pips, roughly 400. So right here would be a good support. Again, we don't want to get too greedy, and that would be perfect right there, a perfect setup. And if I switch back to a 30-minute chart, doesn't really matter, but just so we can kind of see the range of market a little bit, what we want to do is put a sell stop pennant order here with take profit there. So again, we just go here to new order, choose pennant order, sell stop, put it at price at 0.71 800 and take profit at 0.71 500. Okay, it's only 300 pips, not huge. Oops, 0.71 500. So boom. So like I said, 300 pips on profit. That's perfect. And you could do more. If you go back here to the 4-hour chart, we can see there's another level of support down here. So we could put another sell stop with take profit here, etc., etc. But for now, that's perfectly fine. And I just kind of want to give you some examples. So I showed you a buy stop breakout, okay, when the price going up, and then I showed you a sell stop breakout with the price going down. Okay, very simple. Okay, so anyhow, if you have any questions about this strategy or any other of my strategies, please contact me on Facebook. I'd be more than happy to help you. There is a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Please contact me there first. Okay, also there's a link for my private Facebook group, and you can request to join my Facebook group and post any questions or comments in my Facebook group. This way, myself or other traders, we can assist you and we can all collaborate as a team. Okay, that's the whole purpose of having this group. So with that said, I really look forward to helping you. Thank you and have a wonderful day.